I craked one of these yarn cakes by hand, and the other one I made in the middle of making dinner. So one cost me time, patience, and a little bit of sanity, and the other didn't. So which one is it? I'm Alicia of Little John Yarns, and today we're going to be reviewing the Caydo M1 Pro electric yarn winder. This video is sponsored by Craftsy, but so you know, they have nothing to do with this review. I purchased this machine with my own money, so you know you're going to get an honest review. Up front, I like to tell you the price so you don't have to wait to the very end of the video to know exactly what you might be spending. I purchased this for $49.99 plus tax, so slightly over $50. So this is going to be a little bit of an investment. For years, this machine right here that I paid $8 for, I've been using for the past 10 years. It's not the best machine. It's a lot fiddly, but it gets the job done. I would say this is a machine that builds character. This right here, from the looks of it, looks like Mercedes-Benz of yarn winders. It's a beautiful machine. And it was super simple to put together. There's not too many pieces. All I had to do was put in the tension yarn guide, put on the top and plug it in, and I was ready to go. And there's not too many fiddly features that you have to learn to understand. There is one knob, that's what I like, one knob in the middle of it that turns it on and adjusts the speeds. There's no set speed, it's just a dial that you can adjust from very slow to fast. Another thing, just so you know, if you're anything like me and you don't own a yarn swift, I know I've been crocheting for the past 30 plus years. I've always just been too cheap to buy yarn swift, so I don't have one. So if you think you need a yarn swift to use this, you don't, because I'm not going to use one either. All right, so enough of me talking. We're going to get into the review. For this review, we're going to be looking at the speed, the ease, the noise, and like I said, the construction of it all to see if it's all worth it. All right, enough of me talking. Let's get more into this review. This portion of the video is sponsored by Craftsy. Craftsy is your online resource for all things creative, and I've actually been using it recently to work on my finishing technique. I took a class called Fantastic Finishes, Edges and Borders with my girl Edie Ekman, and it was so helpful. She walks you through different types of borders and explains how to choose the right one depending on your projects. They also have a wide range of classes across crochet, knitting, sewing, quilting, and even baking and cake decorating. So there's a lot to explore depending on what you're into. And what I like is that everything is taught through step-by-step video lessons by experienced instructors. So you can follow along and actually learn the technique without feeling overwhelmed. And they're always adding new classes to keep you inspired. And as a member, you also get access to live streaming tutorials and a community where you can connect with other makers and share your ideas. Come on, as a crocheter, you want your projects to look finished and more professional. This is a great way to learn new skills. And the first 1,000 people watching this video to use the link in my description can join Craftsy and get a full year of premium membership for only $1.49. Offers only valid to new members. So if you're interested, all that information will be down in the description box below. Back to the yarn winder. First up, we're going to try some worsted weight yarn for the first one. I did see other reviews talk about they weren't able to find the center pull, so I made sure I left a long tail for a center pull. All right, let's turn this on. Okay, we got it on slow. Let's speed her up. Oh, this is oddly relaxing. This machine is handling worsted weight yarn pretty well, and it's not too loud, but you can definitely hear it running. It's not as loud as a fan, maybe slightly below that, so it's not going to bother somebody in another room. What I really like about it is hands-free. I don't have to sit there and gather yarn the whole time and babysit it. And since I'm not using a yarn swift, I just have my yarn sitting in a kitchen bowl, and honestly, it works fine for me. Here you'll notice it's about to slow down a bit. It's about to catch a kink. Oh, I guess the yarn got stuck right there. I was trying to see how long I can go hands-free, but I'm basically almost done with the skein. But it's the yarn's fault for it like knotting up. It's not the machine. Let's see. Turn it off and back on again. Let me speed it up some. It's like it stops and think to see if it should move on or not. Okay, it stopped again. Make sure the yarn is free flowing. Whee! Ooh, let me turn it off. Okay, here we go. All right, slide it off. Nice. Let me see if I can easily find my center pull, no problem. I'm glad I left like a little extra tail. So now we're going to test it on other yarns. I really liked how it is on worsted weight yarn. All right, so next we will try DK yarn next. The DK yarn worked like butter. I had it on the highest speed and it didn't even stop once. I didn't even have knots in. I was able to use it completely hands-free. I actually walked away and when I came back, it was completely done. Last, we're going to try it with bulky weight yarn. I'm not just using any smooth looking bulky weight yarn. I made sure to get this like big, thick, rough yarn. We'll see how this machine handles that. It's a little bit slower. In order to use the bulky yarn, you have to skip the very first tension hole gauge thing at the very bottom. All right, it has. Wait, it almost looks like it's thinking like, is this too thick? Let me turn it up some. Okay, it's working. This is actually super bulky yarn and it ran really smooth. No knots, no stopping, and the machine didn't even pause once while winding. It actually worked better than DK and worsted weight yarn, which I didn't even expect. I was able to turn it on and just walk away again. This did better than I thought with this big old rough yarn cake I made. Just the only funny thing about this, nothing with the machine, you will get fuzzies everywhere because it's trying to squeeze through this little yarn guide right here. All right, now let's give it a speed test. Which is faster, my hand or this machine? I'm going to be using the same weight and brand of yarn. We're going to see which is faster, using this machine or cranking by hand. This is the cake I made with my $8 yarn winder, and this is a cake I made with the machine. This one only took me under 40 seconds to make. I'll leave the exact times on how fast I wound these cakes up above. And this one took over 2 minutes. All right, the one I did, I guess I had pretty bad tension when I'm winding, is very loose, as you can see. Same skein, same amount of yarn. This one's much bigger and it's looser. I can probably shake this apart easily. This one is pretty sturdy and the center yarn pool is pretty easy to find if you leave that long tail to start. So yes, this is quicker, but this is nice. I can literally walk away and not sitting there cranking my life away on a machine. So I like this. All right, so my final review, dropped it. My final review on the Caydo, what is it called? The Caydo M1 Pro electric yarn winder. On a scale of 1 to 5 balls of yarn, I'm actually going to give this 4.5 balls of yarn. I really like the ease of putting something on a machine and walking away. What is that? There was an old infomercial. Set it and forget it. You basically set your yarn and you walk away and forget about it. Maybe check on it to make sure it's not like jumbled up, but it's pretty cool. And it's not loud. There's no learning curve. There is only one button to it. It's a super great little crafting tool. So if you like this, I'm going to leave some information for the machine down below. And also, guys, please make sure you check out Craftsy, and I'll see you all on a very next review video. Bye, guys.